Is this bravery or stupidity? Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, has taken an unpopular stance by the EFF to voice out his frustration about the MK party, but in particular about Jacob Zuma, saying things like, Jacob Zuma, you've had your chance. You had more than 20 years in government. You could not do anything. What can you offer the people of South Africa at the age of 82 years old? This is a very interesting stance. Why would the EFF take this posture just 2 weeks before the elections? Let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, King053, Mr. Easy Imali Eneng, and we're back at it again with another one. And I have to speak about this clip that I see flying around Yaga Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. I must have missed it because it looks like it's 2 days old. I'm not sure if this is an old clip that has resurfaced, or indeed it's a recent clip that Mbuyiseni Ndlozi has criticized Jacob Zuma. If indeed this is true, and of course we have video evidence of this, I'm very interested in terms of the strategy that the EFF is taking. Or was it a slip of a tongue by Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi? He was not supposed to say this. Before the election, the results come out. You don't know what type of results the EFF is going to get. You don't even have an idea where the MK party is going to land. This is very interesting. But before, if you haven't seen the clip, because I saw it literally, can you see what time is it? Past 12. That's the time I saw the clip on my video, on my phone when I was swiping around. Let's listen to what Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi said.
You had your chance, Zuma, you had your chance. For 20 years, Zuma was in government as a deputy president, as an MEC, as a president of this country. What is Jacob Zuma going to do that he did not do when he was a president? Wena gogo mauna 80 ngekuthola umsebenzi bandla nqamalala hamba ekhaya uyophumula. You had your chance, Zuma, you had your chance. For 20 years, Zuma was in government as a deputy president, as an MEC, as a president of this country. What is Jacob Zuma going to do that he did not do when he was a president? Wena gogo mauna 80 ngekuthola umsebenzi.
So this is a very interesting posture for the EFF to say. You know, Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is my favorite politician in South Africa. I love his singing, I love his character, I love his knowledge, I like his upbringing in the politics. I love how, Mbuyiseni Ndlozi was in TV since primary school when he won that debate competition years ago. So Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is not shy to what he needs to say. And I think he might had a slip of a tongue, but he did say it, because you will never hear Jacob Zuma, Julius Malema, the leader of the EFF, say what Mbuyiseni Ndlozi said. In fact, I don't think you will hear any other leader of the EFF say this. Floyd Shivambu did float around in saying that what does old people have to offer, but then he quickly swung to attacking the ANC instead of Mkhonto Wesizwe directly. This is an interesting posture for me to hear Mbuyiseni Ndlozi saying this, because I'm thinking to myself, we're all thinking to ourselves that We want to see the MK party work with the EFF and Azapo, the ATM, the PAC, and the other parties to take down the ANC, the mighty ANC. But the chances of that happening is high, it's very slim. And also the chances of the ANC falling under 40%, like I have shown on my other videos, are very low. So the ANC might not need the EFF. The ANC might not need Mkhonto Wesizwe. The ANC, in fact, will be very foolish if they had to put their tails between their legs and run back to Jacob Zuma and ask for help after elections, depending on the percentage that Jacob Zuma has, his party will accumulate. The question is, can we really trust old people in terms of saying they will change the situation in South Africa politically? So, can we change? Can we trust them for change? You understand? If you don't know, I think Jacob Zuma was the best president, or is the president because he's still alive, is the best president that South Africa has ever had for black people. Why? Because Jacob Zuma was hated by the white monopoly capitalists. And they were just, he just put his finger into the ESCOM tender with his Gupta family friends, or let me say the Gupta ANC family friends. And they almost killed Jacob Zuma for that. They made sure that this man gets out. He was sick, he went to Russia. They did not fees must fall, Zuma must fall. The whole nation gathered, and in the heart of Zuma must fall, the ANC was there. The EFF was there. So it is, for me, I think Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is now realizing, like, it's go time. Mkhonto Wesizwe is a threat to every political party. And they are taking voters from every political party. Nobody is safe. So he had to say something to say, Zuma is old. Because when you say it, people then think, hey, 80 years. What does he have to offer? Because now, even with this case that is happening of Jacob Zuma going to parliament, I don't think Jacob Zuma wants to go to parliament. It doesn't make sense. You cannot risk going to parliament unless if you're going to be a president again. That risk in terms of you losing your benefits of retiring as a president, that you cannot lose. You cannot lose such benefits. You understand what I'm saying? So no, Jacob Zuma is not going to parliament. He's not interested in that. Jacob Zuma's interest is to dethrone the ANC. The chances of Jacob Zuma being president again, so many things have to go right. The ANC has to be under 38%. He has to work with the EFF and other parties, and they have to select him as the person that is going to be the president, even though it is just for a few months, depending, because the case will probably go back to court again in terms of you can't serve the third term and all that nonsense. But so many things have to go right for Jacob Zuma to be president again. It's not go like. As MK supporters, people who want to believe that the MK can win in the elections. That's another thing that they must go right for the MK, for Jacob Zuma to be president. MK winning the elections. MK winning the elections means the ANC must be somewhere in the 30-something%. And the MK can be at 40-something%, and there's still space for DA and EFF to get some big percentages also. Chances of that happening, very slim. Do old people have anything to offer? You have to give me an example, though. You have to give me an example. You have to go into Africa. You have to look at a president who was 75 years and older, who actually had something to offer. Liberia took out a president, the former player George, and elected a 70-something-year-old man back. Nigeria, I said Liberia, now I'm saying Nigeria has elected an old man there. What do they have to offer? It's an honest question. I'm not saying anything about Jacob Zuma because ngiyamthanda Jacob Zuma bafethu. Ningangatheki lapho ema-comment section. Ngiyamthanda Zuma. The honest reflection is, what is it that they have to offer? That, let me put it like this. What is it that Jacob Zuma can do that the EFF cannot do? Or do even better? Young Tol, what is it that they can do? If you ask me, what is it that the EFF can do that the MK cannot do? There's many things I can point you to because of the caliber of leaders in the EFF camp. The ANC, the MK camp is still a one-man show there. Yes, we'll get elections after, and we'll see what was going to happen after the elections, and probably we'll see Duduzile becoming a leader there. If they don't win elections, I can see that Queen becoming the president of that party. I can see it happening. I can definitely see it happening. Why not? Why not? Because I don't know the caliber of leaderships that is in there. So if you had to put Jacob Zuma aside, ne, and you had to speak about age, for me, it's not a right thought to vote for someone who is over 80 years old in terms of trying to get them to be president again. That film, Leo clip, has played multiple times here in Africa, and there isn't a single time where we can reference and say, look, that 80-year-old president did excellent. You guys can go in the comment section and give me examples. Maybe I've missed one president, but for me, I'm telling you, age is age. But is it a good strategy for Mbuyiseni Ndlozi to say this now? Absolutely not. No. People know Jacob Zuma is old. You know, it shows us that he's a man of integrity. Because his party is not having this posture. He's having this posture because he is the Gauteng elected premier, incoming premier. So the MK is disturbing his growth in Gauteng. He knows that. He knows that. He knows the MK man. They are just here to moshela. So for me, you guys tell me on the comment section, do you agree with what Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is saying? Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, abantu bathola ama-doctorate sibabiza straight. Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is saying that people of age really can't have anything to offer. You need to move aside, let the young men come in, enjoy your retirement at home. And I told you guys that the reason why Jacob Zuma is coming back to fight again is because not only white monopoly capitalists are attacking his legacy with this nonsense here, and 9 wasted years, but you saw the ANC are taking his legacy also. And I said, people will remember you for your last chapter. And Jacob Zuma's last chapter was the 9 years where he was a president of this country. And people are taking the good things, ignoring them, and speaking about the bad things only. So Jacob Zuma is trying to come and close his final chapter. And remember again, is that thing of the, that thing of him going to prison, and I believe his brother or his family member passing away while he was in prison in that 3 months term that he served there. So there is so much, I don't want to say bitterness, there is so much revenge that Jacob Zuma must have towards all of these people. I'll be looking at these people, all of them, the EFF. If I'm Jacob Zuma, I'll be looking at them and I say, I remember the day of Zuma must fall. Everyone was in the front line. Jacob Zuma was attacked by Julius Malema and his party. I will remember those things. And from what we have learned from Jacob Zuma, he's not the forgiving type. Well, he is a forgiving type, but he's not a forgetting type. That's one thing for sure about Jacob Zuma. He's not a forgetting type. So even this statement by Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is going to be noted, remember, by Jacob Zuma's camp. And luckily, Bonginkosi Kanyile is no longer there, because I would have expected him to reply to this. I would expect him as the youth leader to reply and attack Mbuyiseni Ndlozi to protect Jacob Zuma in terms of aging. Aging does come with wisdom, it is true. But is there anything really that Jacob Zuma can offer? All of those things of taking land back to the traditional council and changing the laws to better suit us as Africans. The laws must not be Roman Dutch laws, they must be African laws and everything. Are those things something that the EFF cannot do also? It's a question. It's a question. It's a question. 3 ballots, you guys in Teni, you're going to vote MK, 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 MK. 3 ballots. You guys have said you're going to vote EFF, EFF, EFF. 3 ballots, you guys said you're going to put ANC, ANC, ANC. So no matter what political party you are voting for, make sure that it's a rational decision. You are thinking, what is it that honestly my party is promising in their manifesto? And when I look at the personnel of my party, can they do it? What is it about this NHI bill? Why is it signed now? Why wasn't it signed last year? The NHI bill has been in talks for many years, So why is it signed now, 2 weeks before the elections? Why couldn't you sign it after the elections? Strategic campaigning. All of those things are interesting. So everyone is pulling out their last guns. And Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, excuse me, has decided that I'm going to say it. Because everyone is afraid to say it. I'm going to say it as the EFF Gauteng Premier-elect, to say, listen, people, don't vote for that man. He's 80 years old. He must go home, rest, sit down and chill so that we can run the show right now. So if you like that, go in the comment section and tell me. If you like more spicy stuff like African dating, marriages, talks about Mojolo and all of those things, go and check out African Mojolo with your boy King and see if we can enjoy some few videos there. Subscribe, make sure you subscribe so we can grow that channel, and then leave your thoughts on the comment section for this video about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Until we meet next time, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child, do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.